Fry Friday and renovations in the fish room. Okay. Alright, fishy folks. Hope everyone's having a great Fry Friday and had some good fry plans for today. My plan for today is to get some work done in the fish room. I will be taking that 15-gallon tank down, taking the goldfish out, taking the filters out, cleaning them, installing this 15-gallon with the hole in it. I'll be putting a bulkhead in it, and then I want to see if I can take if I can make a drain from there all the way over into the corner where that 55-gallon is, using this 15-gallon. If I can do that, and then I run my auto water change system and we don't overflow, I will be a happy camper. Because then the plan will be the tanks on the bottom rack will be plumbed into the overflow as well. Now I may have to change my auto water change system. I may have to, currently it goes on for about it goes on for half an hour. I have to look to see how long it goes on, because it might only be 20 minutes. So if 20 minutes is too much, I may have to put it on for 10 and then let the 15-gallon drain and then put it on for another 10. But that's a whole nother story. So that's the plan for today. At least move the goldfish, move the tank, set up the sump, run a drain line, and go from there. Some of the other things I do want to get done today, I don't know if I will. I have one more bulkhead. I have to order some more. Yesterday I spent about an hour searching online for the best price for bulkheads, and I think even with shipping, Gemco is the best. Their prices are fantastic, but then you add in shipping and their prices are still good. They're just not fantastic. So I may or I may not just buy them from Gemco. I'm actually going to go to my local fish store today and see how much he can get them for me, because I'm pretty sure he'll sell them to me for what he buys them for. So anyway, more of the plans for today. We'll just scoot on over here. I have a few tanks in the rack already where I can move these guys. So the pink pastel steel nebula second colony, which is there on the left, will go with the other pink pastel steel nebulas. The black panda guppies, which are in the middle, will go with the other black panda guppies, which is up there. The bluegrass guppies, which aren't bluegrass anymore because I contaminated the line, more than likely we'll go with the mutt guppies. I'm considering bringing mutt guppies to the NEC in March. I'm going to have a couple of tanks of fish to sell there, and maybe I'll do a pick 4 for $10 or some really good sale for fish for mutt guppies. We'll see. That'll take care of the bottom row. The middle row, I have these red brick swordtails, which I think I'm going to put with the other sort of whitish clear silver swordtails, and just let those guys do their thing in that colony. And then I do have a spare tank, which is all the way at the end. It had what did it have? It had platinum angels in it, then it had koi swordtails. It might have had something in between there. But that tank with the water that's low is empty right now. So I do have room for something over here. I don't know if it's going to be I'll probably just move the German half blacks over, and then the red Russian lace guppies that we need to find a spot for. And same goes for the red brick swordtails. I need to find a spot for those if I want to break that rack down today or this weekend. Not really sure. The other thing I have to figure out is what else am I putting down on this, in this space, as well as what am I going to put when I build the rack here. I have these 610s that are already drilled with bulkheads. The plan would be to obviously put the plumbing in the back, and then put space in the back to walk and work. which will make my actual fish room appear smaller, but that's really the best way. I did that out of necessity, because I couldn't put a rack against the wall with the way the fish room used to be set up. If you remember, right here where this little workbench is was the water tub, and yeah, since we don't have that anymore, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then as I start breaking down these big tanks down here, I'll move this rack here and move the inhabitants into that, which actually now makes me think maybe I don't want to put the black panda guppies that I was gonna put up there on the right, combine the two colonies for now. Maybe I won't do that, because those tanks are gonna have to be broken down soon enough anyway. Huh. Lots to think about in the fish room. If I know myself, I'll start working, get sidetracked, continue working, get sidetracked, and then stuff will just appear to be done somehow. So that would be kind of cool. But all right, you may be wondering why this 55-gallon is still here. It's because it's not tempered glass, so it's pretty damn heavy, and it's got a tiny bit of water in it, so I actually need some help to move it without you know, possibly breaking it, especially with the ginormous bulkhead hanging out of it. So that's why it's still there. It's not that I'm trying to be messy again, but that's the story. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to work, and I'll be back. All right, fishy folks, we have almost drained the 15-gallon with the goldfish in it. Goldfish is currently in that bucket. Normally I wouldn't really care how long I left a fish in a bucket if it was just a day or so, but goldfish are quite messy, and that's a pretty big goldfish, so for me, so I kind of want to do it, you know, within an hour or two, maybe even 3 hours, just so he doesn't take, you know, destroy his water quality by pooping and peeing in the water. So alright, fishy folks, I thought I'd stop and tell you what I'm thinking. So I drained, I don't know, 4 gallons out, dumped it down the drain, filled this bucket up another 4-ish gallons, put the goldfish in there, put one of the filters that was in there, you know, and I'm looking at this tank, which I actually got for free. It was given to me. Doesn't need to be rinsed out, so that's really not a big deal. I don't really care about the paint on it, because it's just a holding tank. However, I probably will scrape the paint off the front panel. But speaking of the front, look at the location of the hole that's already drilled. I didn't drill this. It's from an old fish store. You can tell it's got writing on it, whatever. And what I realized as I was emptying the tank with the goldfish in it, that hole's in the wrong spot. I need the hole to be back there. And so you may say to yourself, well, why doesn't he just flip the tank around? Well, if I move the tank 180 degrees, that hole's going to be on that side. Which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, is putting the hole on that side, and then running actually PVC in a U, and then run it back that way. And basically the reason is I don't really want to drill another hole, although I could drill another hole. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Now that I see this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think. Got to do some of that brain thinking. But in the meantime, let's just take a look at this mess of mollies. We'll call it my mutt molly tank. There's some pretty nice mollies in there. There's a lot of breeding going on, let me tell you. There's a lot of fry in there. Plenty of cover. I don't do anything to this tank, ever. I add water to it and feed it. That's it. You can see all the detritus in the rocks. And one of the reasons for that simply is it's so low, you can't vacuum, you can't gravel back. So, anywho, lots of mollies in there. Alright, let's get back to work and planning and stuff. Alright, fishy folks, an executive decision has been made. I'm going to leave that tank there for now. Put the goldfish back, put one of the filters in, filled it up. Also topped off the molly tank. I'm gonna take the other 15-gallon and plug the hole because it's really in the wrong spot. If I'm gonna do this, I might as well do it right, and install that as the sump today. That'll be my project, which means I have to go to Home Depot and buy this same size female adapter, the same size male adapter, and a plug, and yeah, then I'll be done. So I'm gonna do that after breakfast and getting the little one on the bus. All right, I'll be back later. All right, fishy folks, I've started the new sump installation, and I've realized it's not going to be as easy as I thought, which it never really is. But so there's the 15-gallon in place where I want it. Here, where that union is, right there, is where the pump used to go. Now, I have to move that, which shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. But of course I'm running into additional problems, so let me show you what I have to figure out. Sorry about the fantastic cam work, not a lot of room back here. So this apparatus is where the water flows up and along the ceiling into my slop sink. The water would come up into here, go this way and up. That valve is closed down there. This valve is closed. This used to go outside. And then that, when I used to have the recirculating sump, that's where it went that way. So I can cut that. That's not a problem. I do want to keep the union because it's pretty important, and I don't really want to make a new one since I have this one. So I just have to figure out how to piecemeal this together. Basically, I have to put the pump over here, and of course this cord doesn't appear like it's going to be long enough. Let's see how much slack is on it. That is the power cord that goes to the float valve. I have a float on there, so you know the pump shuts off when the water gets below a certain level. There you can see my patch job. I thought about using these for bulkheads, but a bulkhead kit, which comes with both sides of the bulkhead, an inlet strainer, and this piece that goes down. So basically a bulkhead kit is this piece, the piece that goes on the inside, and that piece with a strainer. It's only $6. Those two pieces and the rubber gasket material were $4 and change. So for another $1, you actually get what I need. That's what I'm going with. I'm cheap. I like doing things myself. I'm cheap. I like saving money, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it to do that. So, all right, back to my original problem. I have some plumbing to figure out. I'm going to go grab the cutters and maybe try to figure this out. So hopefully I'll be back soon. All right, fishy folks, I think I got it with minimal effort as well. So I just basically, I had another union from a spare part, and I happened to have the right side, the female side, that side. So I glued that to a small piece of PVC with two couplers, and boom, we're in business. There are a couple things I still need to glue. For instance, I cut this piece here because I'm an idiot. I didn't mean to, or I didn't realize I shouldn't. And you can see it's dripping. I just temporarily put that ball valve there. I didn't even glue it. I just stuck it on. So I do have to glue that because there's a little drip right there. And that cap right there behind the elbow, that's also just a friction fit, so I have to fix that. I may also move the tank closer to the wall to the right, although that water hasn't gotten much farther, but if it does, it will spill out. I'll miss that. The other issue I have, and let me kind of back up a little bit so I can show you what's going on. I realized I put this 55 here when there was no tanks on the bottom. So I slid the tank, you know, underneath the shelf basically. So I think the only way to get this tank out of here, out of this alleyway, if you will, is either to put it up on its side and put it behind that curtain, and there's a little storage space there. Let's see if I can show you. See, there's a little space here, broken tanks. Or basically, when I take this 30 out that's right here, take that out, slide it through this area if I can make that, if I can, you know, swing it wide enough. I don't know if I can. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. It's not really in the way because I don't have to work back here right now, although I will be working back here soon, so, you know. Back here's a little of a mess. I had a water leak. This fill line was, you can see the residual water here was sort of shooting up against this glass and dripping down, and I didn't realize that, so I just temporarily moved it. When I redo these shells, I'm going to take all the pipe that I don't use out. The problem is I use the pipe to secure water lines, so it's not simply cutting and taking out. I kind of have to replan some things, so I'm going to do that, you know, when I start really working on the remodel. I mean, you can see if you look down there, I have an extension cord plugged into an extension cord, which I don't particularly like, but that's just temporary for now, I think. I do have the wires tucked up out of the way so we don't get wet or trip on them. The pump that pumps the water from the sump to the slop sink is keeping up, no problem. I even unplugged it and let it get almost full and then plugged it back in, and it caught up, you know, within about 30 seconds, so I'm not too concerned over that. You can hear it turning on and off now. I do have the switches I need to make the float, so instead of, you know, the float being like this, there's a switch here and a switch up top, and when both those switches open, that's when it stops pumping. But I have the parts for that, I just haven't gotten around to doing that. There is one other thing I want to show you in the fish room. I'm going to try to turn slowly so nobody pukes at the screen. And then we're going to walk over here and just see that there's some dripping water there. And I don't know. Oh, where the hell is that coming from? Ah, look. Look. Boom. There. So, this is supposed to be in here. There we go. Okay. Alright. Fixed. So, a lot of things in the fish room I kind of, you know, smacked together. Sorry about the wonderful camera work. And I always say I'm going to go back and fix them, and then I don't go back and fix them until there's an issue, like water on the floor. So I want to show you something else that your friend and mine, Rich from Rich's Fishes, bought me. I just saw water dripping, and that's why I'm looking. Okay. PVC parts, those will go away, but... So as you guys know, Rich from Rich's Fishes hasn't been really making videos for maybe 4 or 5 months. I don't know, it seems longer than that, but he and I talk quite a lot on Google Hangouts, and he's real into barbecuing and Weber grills, as am I. And I mentioned to him that I want a toolbox for the workbench. I want to put a tool chest up there where I can put all my tools and parts and get it neat. And of course, he sent me like 4 or 5 listings on Craigslist. There's this one, there's this one, there's this, you know. And long story short, this is, I forget the brand of toolbox, but it's a collectible toolbox, if you will. It's missing that front door, but so basically he bought it from the guy, made a deal from the guy. It happened to be in my town, which is like an hour and a half from Rich. He's in Long Island, I'm in South Jersey. But basically he bought it, PayPal'd me the money and said, go pick it up, it's yours. If you want it, great. If not, next time we see each other, I'll take it off your hands for you. So that was pretty nice of Mr. Rich from Rich's Fishes. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I do miss his fish videos, but and I think you do too. So All right, fishy folks, that's it for Fry Friday. I'm going to probably leave the fish room for a while, have some other things to do on my day off, and yeah. Well, oh, one more thing. If you want, go check out michaelsfishroom.com. The website is just about finished. I'm not going to publish it on Facebook or anything like that, but go check it out. There might be some issues. We're still working on a few minor things, so let me know what you think, and certainly you can buy some fish off there. And I do take PayPal now. So that makes it easier for people in Canada or anyone else who wants to buy fish. Hope you guys have a great day. www.michaelsfishroom.com. The black panda patty. Wow.